The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host and guests and are not necessarily those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. Time now for European Kitchens and Bath here on WSTU. Call in with questions and comments. 220-9788. 220-WSTU. Now here's your host, John Campion.
Well, hey everybody, it is John Campion, your wonderful host here on a beautiful Tuesday.
Yes.
I have this taxing feeling, Frank.
You're feeling,
Yeah.
you're feeling taxed, a little overtaxed?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am, yes. I want to just tell everybody it's John Campion, owner of European Kitchens and Bath, and I am with my Big Frank, our wonderful co-host.
I'm your right-hand guy.
I don't know what I'd do without you, Frank.
Oh.
The Monday call to make sure I'm still alive and that I'm still planning on coming back. And, no, it's all good.
Yeah.
Having a great time. I can't tell you how many friends I've been running into or having dinner, and I tell them about my show, and they all look at me like, what? So, it's a lot of fun. If we get some call-ins, they might be some verbal abusers. But I told them it's a family show.
Right.
So it's not like we're sitting around the table in my backyard finishing up dinner.
Well, we have, our operator standing by, and they sound a lot like me.
They do.
Yeah,
they do.
Well, but yeah, we're always happy to take calls. Just have to make sure they're, within the FCC guidelines. That's all.
Correct.
Yes.
That's correct.
Yes.
And that's usually followed by, can I say that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, anyways, I'm happy to be here tonight. It's a very quick show. I do not have a guest tonight, Frank. As you can tell, these chairs are empty next to me.
Yeah.
I know I'm going to have one next week.
You're a one-man band some days.
Well, some days I am.
Especially when Ken is, out of the office and he's not available, and you just on Mondays you're just jamming.
Well, I'll tell you, our office, man. It's really kind of funny. I tweaked my knee or something, and I'm kind of been on the DL. I won't explain it other than the fact let me get the results in. But I kind of called in sick yesterday for a while until I found out that Ken, my right-hand guy, has walking pneumonia for the last 3 weeks.
Which explains why he hasn't been feeling well.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Ken, he's finally figured that out. And then we find out the warehouse guy, he's sick, but he showed up today and his truck wasn't there. And I'm going, what happened? He says he ran over a bullet casing and it pierced his tire. And so his car was down the street being repaired.
He shot his tire.
Yeah. He lives in Fort Pierce. I said, well, you hanging around Avenue G? Now, that's not really fair. I'm sorry. But, Fort Pierce, I got to tell you, it's a beautiful city. And the other day I was watching Jeopardy, and Alex Trebek made a comment about Fort Pierce, about something about it not being really a great place to go, and obviously he hasn't been there because I want to tell you the people up there in St. Lucie County have done a marvelous job.
Their revitalization program, which they mirrored off of our Stewart Main Street.
Well, they did a great job.
They're doing an outstanding job.
And and there are also some wonderful, wonderful restaurants up there. So, with the spring weather, and we're starting to be able to put a little grass back around our home base here. I mean. Crazy weather up north. It's just hard to believe it's still happening.
The Tiger game got snowed out. The inclement conditions is what they said.
Okay, well, so that came over from Chicago, and they got the same thing.
Minnesota got 18 inches of snow. And, and I guess now New York's getting some of that weather.
Well, now
the Boston Marathon, when it was raining, it was cold, miserable, and yet they did. I mean, I guess if you're going to run for 20 some odd miles, you might as well be, cool and rainy.
Didn't you used to run marathons?
No,
or something?
never a marathon.
Never a runner.
No, I would do 5Ks.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that.
I ran a cross country race when I was in 7th or 8th grade, and I got a participation ribbon.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't even think I finished, and that's the gist of my running. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well,
But I could hit a baseball. So,
okay.
Yeah, that was my claim to fame.
Outstanding.
Believe it or not.
How far have you tagged a baseball?
I think the farthest I hit one in a real game in high school is probably about Probably about 390, 400.
Nice.
I went into the tennis courts for a grand slam at my high school.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I guess
they called me this double fault. But, it didn't even feel that ball on the bat. That baby was gone.
Wow.
So that was pretty cool.
When you tag it just right, and it's just a sweet feeling.
And
yes.
that was back when we were hitting wood, not
of course.
metal.
And they're going back to wood now.
Oh, that is good.
Yes.
That is good. So that keeps a lot of people in business up at Louisville Slugger.
Yeah, well, actually, it's safer, too.
Oh, those death bats.
The aluminum bats, the problem with them is that the ball coming off that bat comes off the bat with about 20% more energy than a wooden bat. And if you're an infielder, duck and cover.
Forget it. No, I've always wondered. I always thought it was cheating.
Those hot shots with a wood bat, can you imagine?
Yes.
Trying to pick up those shots to second or third.
No.
It's just, and a pitcher, he's like super vulnerable.
Well, you bet. I mean, they're getting hit enough by the woodies. It's a shot back to them. I did see the other day. Frank and I like to talk sports. Hopefully, you don't mind listening to this. But Mark McGwire said if he hadn't done steroids, he still could have hit 73 home runs that year. So. Sure.
Well, could have been, would have been, should have been.
That's right. That's right. By the way,
yes,
I have a unusual sports note on this day.
Okay.
Back in, it was 1925.
Okay.
It was a Babe Ruth thing. He had surgery for an ulcer.
Really?
Yeah.
1925.
Yeah, he had surgery for an ulcer, and actually in 1934, Fenway Park had their very first game, and the Washington Senators beat the Red Sox 6-5. So,
very cool.
Yeah. I have other stupid stuff, but
no, that's good stuff. I love that stuff.
The other thing my wife and I were planning on is we decided that we were going to just quit paying taxes after this year.
Okay.
I just said, honey, don't send it in. Let's just put it in our IRA and
see how that goes for you.
Give them a couple years, and maybe we won't be here anymore. Let's just enjoy. No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Okay, I run. We're good. We're honest people. So,
I know that. Oh,
but boy, you can remember the days. You would just go, "Gosh, I can't wait till I'm going to get $250 back in my taxes."
Right? Yeah.
And because that's all you had.
Right.
I remember those times.
Yeah.
So many times.
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to explain to the younger kids today what's going on, unless they're successful millennials and they've got it all figured out. So. We were you were talking about something when I sat down. There is one other really cool thing, and I didn't get a chance to call you because you were in the show before this when I ran across it.
Yeah.
But you know that actually right around the same time that it was actually 81 years ago today that it was the debut of some cartoon characters.
Really?
And I don't know if you're good at trivia, but if I gave you their last three names, can you give me their first three names?
Well, I don't know. We'll try.
Okay. One's last name was Duck.
Okay, Donald, yeah.
Okay. The other's last name was Fudd.
Elmer
J.
Fudd, yeah.
And the last one's name was Pig.
Oh, Porky Pig. Yeah.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Really?
He was predicated, whatever you call it, by Petunia.
Oh, Petunia Pig.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, all that.
That's all, folks.
So, as much as we love those cartoons,
sure,
and, they're so much fun.
Yeah, Looney Tunes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're just, there was...
it kind of describes me, Looney Tunes.
Well, there's nothing better than a Bugs Bunny. We've talked about it before. I just love the Looney Tunes cartoons. They're just so above my head. I can't, I was asked to ask my wife, Dee Dee, what did they really say that? So I see Casey had one of the prospective
candidates for city or county commission.
County commission,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Harold Markey.
Sounds like he's
District
got
4,
a good agenda and ready to go.
Yeah, so we'll, of course, we're looking forward to the election here in the fall. And
it's coming fast.
Yeah,
August 29th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's pretty amazing what's going on. We had I've had a couple commissioners in our store lately, and it's always fun to see them in there. And
I saw Mike Dietrich-Lisi yesterday, one of the former county commissioners. He was over there, and Paul Sayers watched my grandson his last kickball game of the season. So I was over there waiting for my daughter and my grandson to show up.
Oh, that's right. You're over in Map Road, over at Justin.
Warren. It's a W.
It's
Wilson.
Justin Wilson Park.
Yes. I knew I'd get it. It's a W word. But Justin Wilson, and so beautiful park. And we had an opportunity to Mike Dietrich-Lisi was playing racquetball with one of his buddies there, and one of the balls got loose, and he was out chasing down an errant racquetball. So
he's probably being careful when he's bending over like I would. Oh, a little head rush there. Okay. Now your grandson was playing kickball. That is crazy. With the red ball, like we did back on the.
No, they use looks like it's a cross between a basketball and a soccer ball.
Wow.
And they kick it, and then it's a cross between what it looks like soccer, baseball, and maybe anyways, it's like a crossbreed of games. And you throw what is it, the game where they
not dodgeball.
They did a dodgeball.
No.
Because they throw the ball at the runner to
get him out.
Right. So it's like dodgeball in that respect, but it's like baseball because you have to run bases. And, so it's just kind of interesting.
And I remember that stuff back at Catholic school out on the playground. You always had one kid who could, kick it over the sacristy, and then they would throw it so hard at you and knock you off your feet. It's terrible.
Wow, these are just,
That's great.
Yeah.
We were on asphalt.
Yeah. Oof, yeah, this was on grass with the... Yeah.
That's a cool thing.
A lot of moms and dads cheering the kids on. It was just beautiful.
How old are these guys? Like 8?
They were 6th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, 6th grade.
Yeah.
That's big.
Yeah, they're getting big.
Cool.
But they're still children. Yeah, still kids. They're getting up there,
They're waiting for that professional kickball league. Oh, gosh.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, let's see. What else has been going on here? I'm kind of in a show and celebrity kick today.
Okay.
For some reason.
Okay.
Because some people that I really thought was amazing, like for example, do you remember what show Jennifer Garner was in? A show, not a movie. She was in a show that won a Golden Globe.
Show.
Yeah, for
really?
about 5 years. You know who I'm talking about?
No.
You know what's in your wallet? She does the credit card commercial.
Okay.
Jennifer Garner. You ever seen it?
Yeah,
No. Okay.
Probably
well,
not.
Sorry.
That's all right. All right.
We'll talk about that one next time.
Okay.
Okay. And then the other thing was, did you realize that when William Holden died, which was a very famous actor back in the 50s, he was only 63 years old.
Wow.
So, I got another year.
Who just passed away today was the guy from a TV show. It was on my feed. But yeah, he's 65. He just passed away today. It was a comedic TV show, Night Court.
Oh, really?
He was the judge.
Oh, really? The judge.
Yeah.
65.
Yeah. Whoa.
Well, so,
yeah.
Barney, well, of course, Abe Vigoda, he died a few years ago. He was like 112.
Yeah. Fish, remember? That was his character name. And he was related to Dean Martin.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, they were actually, I think it was like an uncle or, yeah. Yeah.
Wow, there's a difference.
But he was related to Dean Martin.
Somebody was on the good side of the gene pool there.
Yeah, yeah.
Life or good looks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Abe Vigoda, he was an interesting
sometimes
character.
you do like our top 10 guys from people from the sitcoms from from a certain time, because there was some funny stuff out there. Between Welcome Back, Kotter, and just some of those things, and look where they are now. Look what happened to John Travolta. What did happen to him? I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Crazy.
Yeah, Harry Anderson is the name of the comedic.
Harry. Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was the judge. You're right.
So.
Wow. that's you know.
Yeah, but
when it's your time, it's your time, and we have to deal with it, you know.
right. But he gave us lots of years of entertainment.
Oh yeah, that was like number one show for a while. I think they all had a little number one show action.
Speaking of number one shows, here's a little outtake from a number one show, a sitcom.
My parents don't read. They're gonna wonder what a book is doing on the table.
Hey, you know what would make a great coffee table book? A coffee table book about coffee tables. Get it?
So there you go. So
He got pretty far with getting that thing passed through, if I remember, from the episodes.
Yes, there was one of those episodes, because some of those episodes were just standalone. They were just the, you know.
Right.
But some of them arc into other episodes,
Right.
and that was the concept that arced into other episodes.
I think he got on like Regis and Kathy Lee,
Yeah.
and he was on there with his
Coffee table book.
Well, so
Yeah.
that would be the segue into me coming up with a toilet book to put on your lap when you're in the toilet.
A book about toilets.
It'd be Totally.
Yeah, totally. Toto.
Totally Toto.
Very cool.
You know, right now they make enough weird, cool stuff that
Right.
I have to run that by them.
I
But,
think that could be, well, that's what we should call the book, is Totally Toto.
you know, a lot
Yeah.
of my friends who said they couldn't believe I have a what do you talk about on the show? And I said, well, whatever we can, you know, whatever
Potty
we can
talk,
get
yeah.
away with. Yeah, potty talk. It's big time. But you know, for those of you who are not familiar with our store who are listening, you know, all 4,250 of you, which I appreciate today. I hear that readership is up, and we're trying to make sure that these phone lines don't ring too loud. But, you know, I own European Kitchen and Bath over on Monterey Road, 197 Southeast Monterey Road. We're in our 25th year, family-owned business, decorative bath and kitchen showroom with incredibly beautiful products. You know, we always say there's one way to skin a cat, to put the nice stuff in your stores. And anybody out there listening, I hope you're nodding your head and agreeing, because we do have a lot of repeat customers. We have a lot of new customers, which we do appreciate. There's a lot going on out there in the remodel world, and people who are thinking about remodeling their homes or whatever. All the good people are busy. They're still available, but you need to get connected through referrals and friends and other people you've talked to think about work you want to have done, particularly the local folks, because a lot of the contractors are doing work for people who went back up north, and that goes all the way up and down the Treasure Coast here. So just let you know, we have a second store up in Vero. We've been there 14 years, so it's the same song and dance up there.
And that store is doing good. I
Yes.
know they had a tornado the other day up in Vero Beach.
Well, if
And
it's
I thought about you.
yeah.
I said,
Well, what it
"Geez, I
was
hope your
is
store's okay."
we have to be okay. We're in Gifford, so you got to be careful. 'Cause it's you know, you never know. It might want to go there. It won't go out to Johns Island or Orchid Island or anything. It'll go, well, hey, there's little old Gifford. Those people, they're you know, they're doing the best they can to make it, but that's where we are.
Wow.
Yeah, we anyways, I have all kinds of little stupid stories, but nobody wants to listen to that.
Hey, you never know.
Hey, you never know. They listen to you sometimes, John. I'm convinced that people don't want to listen to me talk anyways.
No, you know, you always have some interesting anecdotal stories. I love your stories about your days working with the McDonald's people.
Well, you know, it's funny you say that, and I
Yeah.
don't think I told you this, but I was supposed to go up to Orlando yesterday. This week is the McDonald's Corporation's annual convention.
Okay.
It's the worldwide convention for McDonald's, and I was able to participate in that for about 15 years. It's not something you ever really read about. You might see it in the business news.
Right.
But they have probably close to 50,000 people come from around the world in the U.S.
Uh-huh.
They have it in Orlando, and I think tonight is their special event, and by that, they have like 3 or 4 days of, you know, their booths and everything set up.
Right.
And, you know, you don't starve at a McDonald's convention, because they just lay it out there. Not only do they lay out the food from menu management, which is food from around the world, but they also have buffets and bars and everything set up all the time. And tonight I think they're going to, I think they told me they were going to Disney World.
All right.
So what they do is, because Disney World, now they may have changed from the time but when we went there the last time, they take over the whole park. And
Wow.
you have a badge into the show, you get to go to the park, and they open the park from like 6 to 10 or
They give you like a
you
lanyard.
have your little badge that
Yeah.
says I'm with whoever you're with.
Okay.
And you go in there, and I'd always fly my wife and the kids down from wherever, and we go over there, and everything would be you walk in, it's free. I mean, technically.
Yeah.
So there's food, there's rides, you play the games, you get desserts, you get candy. And of course, the cool part for there was plenty of adult beverages set up on bars all through the park. And one of my more memorable things was at Universal when we were getting ready. We were getting ready to get on to E.T.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with my brother. We worked together, and he goes, "Well, what do you want?" "Oh, let's have a vodka." So we get a vodka, and we're standing in line, and then they get ready to get on the ride. You got to throw it away, and then we get off. He goes, "Well, what do you want?" And I go, "Well, why don't we get a vodka?" And so, it was a lot of fun. And probably the neatest thing about that was at the time they were a PepsiCo. The park was PepsiCo, and the Coca-Cola people went in there at like 4:00, and they changed everything over from Pepsi-Cola products to Coke products before the doors open.
Wow.
And so just amazing. And we've been,
Because Coke is affiliated with the McDonald's.
and it's they're huge, huge.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
and those things can always change, but it was a great time, a lot of fun. If you had never got to, if you ever ridden the Incredible Hulk,
Yeah.
you'd always have to wait. And even if you had a, normal times, even if you had a speed pass,
Yeah.
there you go on, you get off, you get on, you get off, you get on, you get off. And, by then you've already, turned the inside of your stomach and brain
Lost your
inside out.
cookies.
Yeah. But a lot of fun. So so there you go. I mean, and McDonald's still continues to do a lot of things. I was very fortunate to deal with them nationwide for a good part of my career, and it was we worked hard and played hard. So, but I don't eat there anymore. I've eat better things now, and not to
Yes.
say they don't have good things, but you got
Yeah, they started, with the salad menus, and they're doing it better.
You
Yeah.
bet. So, with I've got really good friends of mine coming to visit me from Michigan who I grew up with. They're coming down. They had 4 inches of slush in their driveway last night,
Wow.
and so they were getting that.
They're
plowed
looking
off.
forward to their Florida
Yeah, they just
visit.
they're talking about everything they've been through up there, and
Yeah.
so we said, well, the weather's supposed to be really, really nice down here this
Yeah.
week. So
Yeah, even a cool day for us is
Yeah.
like Chamber
well,
of Commerce
today,
weather for them.
Today
right?
was fantastic.
Right, 75 today.
Walked outside.
51 degrees when we woke up.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
We'll have the same tomorrow, almost 80 tomorrow.
Well, and
but 50s when you wake up.
But it's low humidity.
Yeah.
And that's the best part.
Yeah.
So we always say April and May are the best times down here.
Oh, I think
and,
so.
They're great. So let's see. What else we got going on this week, Frank? You end up going to a few baseball games, don't you? Or not?
I went to a game on Saturday with Tom.
Tom? With Tom. Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. And from our group.
Yeah.
And we had a blast, And
And that was because Sunday it was nasty, and I think the Jackie Robinson game got rained out or
but
something.
The weather
Up in
on
Vera.
Saturday
Oh, yeah.
was
great.
Chamber of Commerce weather,
Yeah.
just beautiful.
Yeah.
So we enjoyed the heck, and we watched the rocket launch at the same
Oh,
time.
we went out. What time did that go? We went out
That
to
was
look for
about
it.
between 7 and 7:15.
They
in
were
that time.
screwing around. We had
Yeah.
all of our house guests out there looking at it, and we missed it.
Oh.
So
Terrible.
yeah, it was bad. It was
Oh,
bad.
but it was a beautiful rocket
And you were
launch.
sitting right there watching it,
Yeah,
right?
it was
Because you had
perfect.
the seats looking right at
It
it.
was right over the scoreboard.
Oh my gosh!
It was perfect.
How cool!
Yeah, yeah.
Well-
watched the Mets were playing the. It was the St. Lucie Mets, and they played Dunedin, which is a Toronto Blue Jays
Okay.
franchise, and so it was a good game. And
Oh,
they have this one ball player hit 2 home runs in that game for the Mets. It was
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
It's
they-
fun to watch a ball go out of the park.
Yeah, well, those
right?
guys,
you know that
it's-
from firsthand
Oh
experience.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Boy, would I have to forget it now. Well, we've had a great time, y'all. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week. I'm going to have one of our good friends is going to be on. He's a contractor, remodeler, and the consummate, ultimate family man.
Whoa, excellent.
So,
all right, so I'll take notes then.
Our good old friend Lloyd is going to be with us. And just, again, everybody, thank you for joining the show today. John Campion with my wonderful co-host, Big Frank. We'll be back next Tuesday. And actually, I think tomorrow night we'll be here at Wednesday for the Martin County Business Exchange show.
All right, we'll see you then.
5 sometime. See you then.
All right.
Thanks.